it occurred to me a little bit later in the day. One of the possible sources of this issue here, this confusion, that for voltage to exist you must have current and resistance, is that the SI unit for current is the base unit for electricity in SI. But this is stupid because if you think about it, what is an amp? An ampere. What is that? It is, well, it's the unit of current, right? So you have to have, for this to exist, for current to exist, we have a certain number of electric charges moving through a space within a certain amount of time. This is absolutely, definitely, unambiguously not a base unit. This is a derived, complicated thing, right? You have to have space, you have to have time, you have to have electric charge carriers. Whereas, what is voltage? It's just the electric charge carriers. One of the prerequisites for current is what voltage directly measures. Voltage is the thing that is physically more basic than either of these. This is how many charge carriers go through a region within a certain amount of time. This is how hard it is for them to go through it. And this is just the number of them that there are. Which means that they exist, they must exist for any of this to happen. And their existence is what makes this thing a thing. This is the basic thing. Not this, not this. These are actually derived. But because everybody's in love with the metric system, with SI units, I think somebody who's familiar with this will be like, oh, but the ampere is the basic unit, and the volt is derived. You're not thinking it through. A lone electron carries voltage, right? A lone electron has a voltage, and that voltage exists independent of anything else that's happening, right? You cannot take that voltage away. It cannot bleed away, right? So, you know, like this idea that, so you've got like a battery here, right? And we want to say, yeah, so we've got a bunch of electrons down at this end, and we've got electron holes up at this end, so that's our voltage, right? That's our, you know, so we have positive here, negative here. But over time, there's like a, you know, this resistance here, it's not quite infinite, right? We get a leakage here. Well, what if we just have an electron? There's no leakage there. That can't leak voltage. So if your battery is literally just a proton and an electron, that can't leak voltage either. It's too small. Because voltage is basic. Current is not. Resistance is not. These are derived units that only occur when you have movement of these guys. These little dudes just sitting there, if there's an imbalance in the way that they're sitting, you have a voltage. That's it. That's it. So, you know, the SI units, they're stupid. Philosophically, they're just flawed. It's the wrong way to look at it.